Hello, my math friends. We have a question from Audrey related to geometry, so let's do this. A balloon has a 14-inch diameter when it is fully inflated. Half the air is let out of the balloon. Assuming the balloon is a sphere, what is the new diameter? Round your answer to the nearest inch. So I always recommend when you're going through word problems, draw a picture if you can, some sort of diagram to help you understand what's going on, and lay out all of the formulas you may need. Now, you'll see a formula here that I wrote. It's the volume of a sphere formula. So this is how you find volume of any sphere. And the reason this is the one we're going to use is because we're talking about how much space the air is taking up inside the balloon. Okay, so the space that something takes up inside of some kind of container is volume in very elementary terms that I explain that. So that's why we are dealing with this formula. And then let's understand a few little concepts here. Let's think about what our final goal is. What is the new diameter? Well, we have this balloon to begin with. Half of the air is gone and it becomes this smaller balloon. And eventually we want the diameter, which means we want the length all the way across the balloon through the center. So I put it in green because it starts with a G, and I think it's nice to say, okay, well, green for goal. That's our goal there. All right. Well, let's start with what we know. Okay, what do I know about this new, this first balloon? I know that its diameter is 14 inches. Okay, so this is 14 inches. Well, you may say, well, how does that help me? There's nothing in this formula that talks about diameter. Well, if you recall, the radius is always half of the diameter, which is 7 inches. So we can use that in our formula to be able to solve for the volume of this balloon. And you may ask, like, well, why am I looking for the volume of the big balloon? I care about what's going on with the small balloon. When you're doing these kind of problems, you just have to start with what you know. Start with what you're given and what you can do with that, because we really can't do anything with the small balloon yet until we kind of get through this. And you'll see what I mean. I'll piece it together for you. So we get 4 pi times, remember your order of operations, 343. Then you can multiply 343 times 4, and you'll get that your volume is 1372 pi over 3 inches cubed. That's how much space this balloon is originally going to be taking up. Now, let's go with what's next. So we've pretty much used the information we could from the beginning. We used that diameter to get the radius 7 to figure out its volume. Now let's get to part 2. Half of the air is let out of the balloon. Okay, so you have to think. Basically, half of the volume is now gone. All right? And so what that means is we can take this volume here and we're going to divide it by 2. Why? Because we're cutting the volume in half. Let me put it over here actually, because we're talking about this balloon now. And dividing by 2 is the same thing as multiplying by 1/2. So we'll just make it easy so we can avoid any messy decimals. And what we'll get here is 1372 pi divided by 6 inches cubed. So that is the volume of the smaller balloon after it's the same balloon, but after half of the air has been let out. Again, we multiplied by half because half of the air is now gone. All right. And then now at this point, you may be asking, well, what do I do now? I'm looking still for the diameter. Well, recall your formula over here. Look at the variables. We have V, we have R. What do we know about that smaller balloon? Well, I know its volume, right? So we can resort to our formula again. So we say volume equals 4 pi r cubed over 3. What do I know about this balloon? I know its volume. There it is. So we're going to use that number. We're going to say 1372 pi over 6. We're replacing v equals 4 pi r cubed over 3. Now there are a couple ways you can approach this from here algebraically. I'm going to just cross multiply because that may be the clearest way for you to understand. Remember, we can use this shortcut when we're multiplying, when we have two fractions equaling each other. So 1372 pi times 3 is 4,116 pi. And the other cross multiplication will be 24 pi r cubed. All right, back to basic algebra. Let's divide out 24 pi from both sides so that we can get our r variable alone. Remember, our goal is to find that variable. So our pi's will cancel out to 1, and then we will get 4116 divided by 24 is 171.5 equals r cubed. Now, because we need to get r alone, let's take the cubed root of that. Make sure you do it to both sides, basic algebra. So the cubed root of 171.5 is approximately 5.556 equals r. Now going back to the original problem, they do ask you to round to the nearest inch, right? So we're going to take that and we're going to say that our radius is, well actually we're going to double the radius. Remember, our goal is to find the diameter, right? So let's double that radius. Remember, the diameter is 2 times the radius. So we'll take 5.556 times 2 equals approximately 11.11. Now rounding to the nearest inch, finally we're going to get 11 inches for our diameter. And that is how long this piece is for the sphere. Go ahead and try to go through that again, see if you can walk yourself through the steps, connecting the dots. Again, start with what you know, draw a picture, lay out the formulas you need, and it's just one step at a time. It's like a puzzle piece. One thing connects to the next, until you get your final answer. You do need to know some basics like what is a radius, what is a diameter, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Good luck.